In the early 20th century, the United States was rapidly expanding its military and political footprint southward across Central America and the Caribbean, under the banner of the Monroe Doctrine. Welcome back to The Explainer, and a quick hello to our new subscribers. Today, we are looking at the forgotten attempt to build a South American superpower. Down in the southern cone, Argentina, Brazil, and Chile were the dominant forces of the continent. Their booming agricultural and export economies funded massive wealth, and their capitals boasted infrastructure that rivaled the major cities of Europe. But that regional balance shattered when Brazil decided to purchase a fleet of dreadnoughts. These massive, heavily armored battleships instantly outclassed every older vessel in the water. Fearing Brazilian dominance, Argentina and Chile immediately ordered their own dreadnoughts.
This plunged the three nations into an intense period of armed peace, as each scrambled to acquire these floating fortresses. This chart shows how naval defense spending spiked relative to the total economic output of Argentina, Brazil, and Chile during this period. The cost of keeping up in this arms race pushed all three national budgets toward bankruptcy. As the bills piled up, leadership in Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro, and Santiago realized they had made a critical miscalculation. Their mutual hostility and drained treasuries left them entirely vulnerable to intervention from foreign imperial powers. Facing total financial ruin and watching the United States intervene freely in the Northern Hemisphere, these three bitter rivals recognized they had only one viable option for survival: absolute unity. In April 1914, the United States military suddenly occupied Veracruz, Mexico, pushing the entire continent toward a major war. To prevent the conflict from spilling over, Argentina, Brazil, and Chile stepped in as a unified ABC bloc to mediate the crisis between Washington and Mexico City. The diplomats gathered at the high-stakes 1914 Niagara Falls Peace Conference, where their negotiations successfully de-escalated the tensions and halted the march to war. The immediate diplomatic impact was undeniable. The ABC nations proved they were highly capable international actors who could successfully keep United States military influence in check. By successfully mediating a dispute involving the United States, the ABC nations gained the international credibility needed to act as a formal counterweight to North American hegemony. On May 25, 1915, they formalized this unity by signing the ABC Pact in Buenos Aires, framing it as an unbreakable brotherhood of American republics. The treaty relied on a specific mechanic. It mandated the creation of a permanent three-member commission headquartered in Montevideo, Uruguay, to legally resolve all future disputes among the states. But the outbreak of the First World War across the Atlantic quickly fractured that unity, forcing the three South American nations to make very different geopolitical choices. In 1917, Brazil chose to enter the war on the side of the Allies, while both Argentina and Chile strictly maintained their neutrality. This global conflict easily shattered the first iteration of the ABC Pact. The alliance collapsed because it relied solely on promises of diplomatic friendship rather than economic integration. By the early 1950s, the post-World War II landscape looked very different. South American economies were rapidly modernizing, yet they still viewed themselves as highly vulnerable to the influence of the new global superpowers. Argentine President Juan Perón believed that the continent's massive raw material reserves could only be protected from outside exploitation if the ABC nations finally merged into a single, unified economic entity. In 1953, Perón initiated a covert outreach to Brazilian President Getúlio Vargas, proposing a secret resurrection of the ABC Pact, this time as a heavy economic bloc. However, rumors of this secret alliance with Peronist Argentina eventually leaked, triggering severe political blowback among the Brazilian public and military. This intense domestic paranoia quickly fueled a massive internal crisis for the Vargas administration, permanently killing any hope of reviving a pact before a single official document could be signed. History shows that shared external threats can create a temporary illusion of unity, but those alliances quickly dissolve when they are built on secret promises rather than shared domestic interests. Thanks for watching The Explainer. If you enjoyed this dive into the past, please subscribe, share this episode with your fellow history buffs, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video.